Hi, this is Duane, Henry Hoefer Lyon, the street preacher. And my theme now is the conversations with the street preacher. Today I want to talk a bit about the calling of God. I'm not going to get real theological with you. I'm a simple street preacher. I graduated a non-accredited college, and that's basically what I am, a street preacher. I'm a simple person. And people's asked me, Duane, you've been through 70 countries and 47 U.S. states. Have you ever doubted the call of God? I never have. I never wanted to quit. I never doubted the call. I guess the most discouraged I ever became is when my father died. To my knowledge, he died without Jesus Christ as his Savior. I never thought about quitting. Now I have wondered, God, why did you pick me? You came to a town of 30 people, Jordan, Kentucky, raised in a non-Christian home. But at 10 years old, I gave my life to Jesus Christ. Somebody asked me, what will the call of God cost me? I can't answer that for you, but I'll tell you what it cost me. Everything. Call of God cost me everything. Laying out in the fields all night down in Louisiana, praying that God would speak to me, that I would hear his voice and answer the call. He spoke to me. Acts 26:16. He called me. I heard his voice. In my sleep, he called me. I had no clue what I was getting into. I had no clue what it would cost me. But let's think about what it cost God. It cost him everything. His only begotten Son. Jesus had never sinned. He'd never been with a woman. But yet he hung naked, even in front of his own mother, and was whipped unrecognizable as a human, and hung naked in front of strangers, and was mocked and beat and spit on. Seek God. Answer the call of God. We're all called to serve God. What's my calling? I'll answer that. To be a witness, to tell others about Jesus. It might be giving out gospel tracts. It may be putting up billboards or crosses. It might be street preaching. It might be as a writer or a baker or a banker. Whatever your vocation, that's second. First is your calling. If you're a marketplace missionary, that's fine. Drive that bus, drive that taxi, weld that metal, sell those goods in that hardware store. That's financing the calling on your life. The call is a terrible thing to waste. Now, whatever venue, wherever God takes me, I'm a street preacher. That's all I know. That's all I can do. I've giggling often said, when all else fails, preach. I've heard people say when all else fails, it's time to pray. Friend, preach first. Pray first. This is simple. Luke 14:21 and 23. Go out to the highways and byways and streets and lanes of the city and beg. Crawl, bawl, squall, stand on your head, whatever you gotta do. Live like you've got 30 days left on earth and tell people about Jesus. I wouldn't go to hell for all of Yellowstone National Park, nor the Grand Canyon. Nothing's worth eternity, because eternity in heaven means forever with Jesus. It's not about living forever or dying forever in hell. I mean, eternity's good, isn't it? But it's who you're with. Who are you with today? Who are you following? Do you have secret sins? Friend, you're going to pay a much higher price than you ever imagined. Lay it down. Turn to Jesus. Leave the darkness. Proverbs 4:19 said the wicked, they're in darkness, they're stumbling. But God wants you to come out of that nightness. Jesus is light. He's the way. He's the truth. Calling of God, friend. How many people have walked away from the call of God because of a man, or because of a woman, or because of some land or some riches? Oh, friend, if you have Jesus, you have everything. If you don't know Jesus, you're very poor. Think on this. I love you. Come out into the light. Jesus, He's the way, the truth, the life. He's the light. Darkness and light don't mix. Jesus is light. I love you. Last two words I want to share with you. Jesus saves.